Where did you get that little tear? I found it, waiting when I got here. What makes your forehead so smooth and high? A soft hand stroked it as I went by.
It was a seed that grew, and something would come out of that seed.
Oh, we knew that there was an animal, a big bird.
The stork.
The stork. He brought the babies.
My mother said that the baby had come from heaven, that this beautiful white angel flew over the house and just dropped the baby off.
When I was 4 years old, our neighbor's cat had kittens, and while we were looking at the kittens, I didn't know how they got out. And so I said to her, I wonder how they got here. And she said, they come out the butt, stupid!
What are you going to do?
You've seen the sunlight streaming through the window on a bright morning and all the particles floating through the air. My mom taught me that when Dad fell asleep, his seeds would float in the air, and if one of them landed on Mom, she would have a baby. I was nervous many times walking into my parents' bedroom. I thought I might get pregnant.
What I thought when I was a kid was that when a boy had to go to the bathroom, if he kissed a girl as he ran past her, she would have a baby.
I always heard that they were little pollywogs. Every time I went swimming, I always thought the little pollywog would swim up inside one of the girls I was swimming with and they would get pregnant. And then I would probably get blamed.
My mother would say if you swallow the seeds, you could get pregnant. However, if you eat your green vegetables, then it will clean you out and you won't have a baby. I think that she made a regular guy out of me with regards to my bowels anyway.
God decided that like your stomach was like an oven and it just opened up like a little compartment and the baby was put in there.
I thought that anything you put your penis into would get it pregnant. So I went to the backyard and I tried it on a tree. It made me kind of think that sex really isn't as exciting as I thought it would be.
I asked my parents what condoms were, and my mom told me it was a device to keep you from having babies. So I imagined this giant robot, and like with machines and lights and everything, and it kept you from having babies somehow.
When I was a kid, I would see my parents wrestle in bed. They looked like sumo wrestlers, and they would fight and fight and fight and roll over and over and over again. And then my father would yell at my mother, why are you spending so much money on everything? Why do you have to have 6 of everything? And then I thought, oh, if they really yell, then that means they're going to have a baby.
I kind of thought that it was more like going to the store. You'd kind of pick out their little kits of, like almost like sea monkey kind of things that you would pick out from the shelf, and you would take those and the mom would stick it under her shirt. Through the heat of under the shirt, over time it would kind of grow into a baby and then it would just kind of fall out, and that was it. So there was actually no sex involved, which is very sad.
I always felt that babies came out of the poop chute, and whenever I felt very constricted, like really had to push when I was in the bathroom, I felt there was a chance that a kid would pop out of my butt. So I would always bend over because I had this big fear that the kid would drown in the water. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding around. It was very traumatic, and it happened maybe once a week.
I really thought that she meant they came out of the beholio. I really just was like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Impossible. It's too dramatic. If at any point I went up to my parents and I asked them my feeling that babies come out of our butts, there would be no conversation. They literally would look at me and walk out of the room.
My mother told us nothing.
It created a few gender identity issues that I'm still dealing with.
I figured if the man was on top, then the baby would come out. I was just totally insane.
I was a confused little boy.
All right, this is going to sound ridiculous, but it took me a long time to make the connection between sex and childbirth.
When I was just about 12, I asked my grandmother, how do they make a baby? She said, Maria, you come with me. She let me watch the male goat and the female goat get together. And I said, you mean the man would be like the bull and he would do that? She said, yes, but not in the back. They do it in front.
Is that how it's done?
I didn't really put it together until I met my wife.
Until after I got married. That's how green I was.
In school, when the priest said, "This is how you get pregnant and don't do it."
It blew my mind that, babies come out of women's vaginas. Which is really scary because I don't have a vagina.
They come out of the vagina. They come out of the butt. Really, there's nothing pleasant about either of those scenarios.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to do that someday.
I kept asking my mom, so I'm gonna have to take off my clothes? All of them?
I still didn't understand how everything worked, how you get the job done.
There was a girl I kind of had a crush on named Debbie Shattuck, and I remember thinking, there's no way I'm sticking my penis inside Debbie Shattuck. It's disgusting. That's gross. I can't. That's awful. It was like vomiting. I'm not sticking my penis and spewing things inside Debbie Shattuck. We're going to have to adopt. And then, literally the next night, I don't know what happened, but I remember thinking, I could put my penis inside Debbie Shattuck. That would be okay.
Would education have helped my childhood and alleviate some of the traumatic experiences that I had feeling that a baby came out of my ass? Probably yes. If my parents had talked to me, it would probably alleviate some of the stress that I went through for a number of years, looking down every single time I had to strain to poop to make sure I wouldn't be killing a baby, yes.
That was a rough time, actually, Probably would have been better to know everything.
I don't know that I would have had as carefree and imaginative a childhood had I known actually how this damn thing works. I think it's probably does more harm than good.
Well, first, there is nothing. Then there's a tiny egg, and those little sperms come up, and then the egg hatches. Then it starts to grow. Then it grows so big that it's born. They're made by, food, because the food forms the body. The man and the woman, they connect to each other, and then the man makes the baby. And then they put water on the mommy's vagina so the baby can come out. A lot of people that I know don't know all that stuff. They don't know about sperms or anything. I just think that. It's all you need to know.